Welcome back. Today, we're looking at a script that dives into Gabbie Hanna's recent online behavior.
Yeah, the whole pivot to religious rhetoric, tagging people like Jojo Siwa, it's a lot.
It is a lot, and this script has a ton of great research in it, but I think the first thing we need to talk about is the delivery, the voice.
Okay, what about it?
There's this constant hedging. The writer keeps undercutting their own points.
You mean where they sort of apologize for having an opinion?
Exactly. Apologizing. Asking the audience, am I doing too much? Or tell me if I'm being an asshole. It's all over the place.
Hang on, though. I mean, isn't that just a style? In the commentary world, if you come on too strong, you get called a hater. Maybe it's just, a way to build rapport?
I hear that, but this is trying to be cultural criticism. And in criticism, that kind of thing, it just kills your credibility.
So it's not rapport, it's insecurity?
I think so. When they ask, tell me if I'm being an asshole, they're not really building a connection. They're basically handing the steering wheel over to the audience.
And that takes the focus away from the actual subject.
Completely. Let's look at a concrete example. The part about Gabbie's chatty woman comment.
Right, where Gabbie says she grew out of being chatty like it's a bad thing.
Yeah, and the writer clearly thinks it's rooted in internalized sexism.
Which it is.
But instead of just saying that, the script asks, am I reading too much into this? Or does this feel like a sexist kind of comment?
Okay, I see now. Asking the question invites a debate on something that should be presented as an analysis.
Precisely. You have to adopt a definitive voice. You're the expert here. You've done the research. Present the observation as an insight, not a question.
So for that line, you just, cut the question?
You cut the question. You say, Gabbie's comment, framing chattiness as a negative trait, reinforces internalized sexism. Full stop.
That's so much stronger. It just lands.
And it keeps the focus on Gabbie, not on the writer's anxiety about their own take. There's another one it's even more obvious.
Let me guess. Before the religion section?
You got it. That whole preamble, I find it difficult to say some of the things I want to say without sounding like an asshole.
Right. It feels like they're bracing for impact.
To just delete. Go straight for it. Gabbie's preaching appears less like genuine faith and more like a tool for moral superiority.
But isn't there a risk of sounding arrogant if you cut all those I might be wrong bits?
I don't think so, because the theories aren't that out there. The evidence is all laid out. Like before the God is a shield theory, they say, I know that maybe it's a controversial.
It's like a trigger warning for an opinion.
Exactly. And it primes the audience to think it's controversial. Just state the case. The actionable step here is a search and destroy mission for every, I feel like, maybe, and don't come. Just trust the argument.
It's interesting because that lack of confidence, it doesn't just affect the tone, right? It bleeds into the actual structure.
You absolutely hit the nail on the head, which brings us to our next point, the pacing.
Oh boy.
The script is suffering from what I'd call stream of consciousness syndrome. The main argument is constantly getting stopped by these personal anecdotes.
The digressions?
Yeah. I was totally thrown by some of those. 1 minute it's an apology video, the next we're litigating the cost of Jojo Siwa's dance class.
That part is maybe the biggest offender. We're here for a deep dive on an influencer, and suddenly I'm in a debate about whether $100 a month is a lot for ballet.
I sort of get why they do it though. It's that vlogger style, trying to be relatable. Hey, I can't dance either.
It adds personality, I'll give you that, but it kills the momentum. Every single line in a script like this needs to serve the main thesis. Does the price of a dance class prove Gabbie Hanna is being manipulative?
No. It proves LA is expensive.
Exactly. So it has to go. The suggestion is to be ruthless. If a personal story doesn't directly support the point about Gabbie, cut it. Your audience will thank you for respecting their time.
What about the other little things? Like when the writer mentions their migraine is making them fumble words.
That drives me nuts. It just lowers the production value. If you mess up a word, you don't apologize for it in the final cut. You do another take.
Right. It's the difference between a live stream and a polished essay.
And all the sorry for my facial expressions comments.
See, that one I can kind of understand. It's a reaction format, isn't it? The reaction is part of the content.
It is. But this piece is aiming higher than just react. It's analysis. And when you keep talking about your own face, you're making the story about you watching the thing, not about the thing itself.
And then there was...
the cat.
Ugh, the cat. Gabbie's singing, she scares her cat, and the whole analysis just stops to talk about the startled cat.
It's maddening. It completely derails the most important evidence in the entire video. We should be breaking down the lyrics. and instead we're talking about a pet.
So the fix is just cut the cat.
Cut the cat, cut the dance prices, cut the migraine talk. Keep the camera pointed at the subject.
Speaking of that song, I'm glad we're on it because the analysis of the song itself felt a little muddy to me.
It is muddy, and that's our third big point, sharpening the projection argument. The writer has this brilliant insight that Gabbie is projecting her own issues onto JoJo Siwa.
But it gets lost.
It gets totally buried under complaints about how much they hate a cappella singing.
Well, to be fair, the singing is pretty awkward to watch. The script spends a lot of time on the cringe factor.
And that's the trap. It's so easy to make fun of the singing. It's low-hanging fruit, but focusing on the cringe means you miss the psychosis. The projection idea is the strongest point in the entire piece, and we barely hear it.
So the suggestion is to separate the style of the song from the substance of the lyrics?
Exactly. Focus the critique only on the lyrics and the intent. Put Gabbie's words next to JoJo's actual reality and show the disconnect. That's how you prove projection.
Let's game this out. The script asks, why does she project depression? How do we make that a statement instead of a question?
We get specific. We look at the lyrics. Why would I want to fit in? Am I everything you ever imagined?
The lines she wrote for JoJo.
Right. But do those sound like JoJo's problems? No, they sound like Gabbie's problems from her monster era. The script needs to draw a direct line from those lyrics back to Gabbie's own history.
So the argument isn't just Gabbie thinks JoJo is sad. It's Gabbie is using JoJo as a puppet to reenact her own trauma.
Now that is chilling. And that is a high-level critique. This singing is awkward is just a YouTube comment. We want the critique.
Is there more evidence for that in the script to back it up?
There is. It's already in there, but the dots aren't connected. Remember the mention of Tara Lynn?
Oh, right. Gabbie insisted she must hate her OnlyFans work, and Tara had to come out and say, no, actually, I like my job.
It's the exact same pattern. Gabbie assumes someone else is miserable because she would be miserable in their situation.
So you connect Tara Lynn to JoJo Siwa.
You draw a bright red line between them. You show it's a pattern of behavior. It's not just one weird song. It's a pathological need to project unhappiness.
That's so much stronger. It moves the whole argument from this is weird to this is a documented behavioral issue.
And once you've established that distortion of reality, you have to talk about the biggest one.
The religion, the God is a shield argument.
Right. And this is the final big structural fix. The script mentions Gabbie using God with Brooke Monk, with Tara Lynn, with Rebecca Black.
And JoJo.
And JoJo. But the way it's written now, it feels really circular. It's just, look, she's doing it again, and again, and here it is again.
I felt that. It got a little repetitive. By the time we got to the Rebecca Black part, I was like, okay, I get it. She hides behind her faith.
Exactly. And repetition makes the audience tune out. But the behavior isn't actually the same every time. It's more nuanced than that.
So the suggestion is what? To show how it evolves?
The suggestion is to structure the examples to show an escalation, or at least different We need to categorize them.
Categorize them. Like different types of manipulation?
Yeah. Let's start with Brooke Monk and Tara Lynn. She's telling them they're under demonic attack. It's unsolicited, it's aggressive.
It's confrontational.
So let's call that bucket aggressive evangelism. Now, what about the Rebecca Black apology, where she talks about peer pressuring a minor to...
Yeah, that story. She frames it as her being a people pleaser instead of a God pleaser.
Right. Look at how the religious language functions there. She's not attacking Rebecca. She's using God to kind of, absolve herself. It's, I wasn't a bully, I was just as far from God.
It's a deflection.
It's a total deflection. So that's our second bucket, deflective accountability.
Okay, aggression, deflection. What's the JoJo one?
JoJo is different again. She's not attacking her or apologizing for something. She's tagging her, writing for her, telling her audience to tag her.
It's clout chasing.
It's clout chasing disguised as ministry. So let's call that last one validation seeking.
Wow, okay, yeah, aggressive evangelism, deflective accountability, validation seeking. That creates a narrative. It's not just a list anymore.
It becomes a taxonomy of manipulation. You're showing the audience how the tool adapts. It's a much more satisfying argument.
This is all about being more rigorous. Really, it feels like every point we've made comes back to cutting the fluff and sharpening the argument.
It does. Even the ending of the script. It's a sensitive point, but we have to mention it. The writer ends by asking the audience to stop commenting on their weight.
I saw that. And look, it's a totally valid thing to ask for as a person. People are awful online.
It's a valid boundary, but for the script itself, it falls into that stream of consciousness problem again. It makes the ending about the narrator.
Right, it positions them as a character in the drama.
It does. It creates this Gabbie is the villain, I am the victim dynamic. If you want to be the authority, the analyst, you have to stay above the fray.
It's a tough cut to make, but I see your point. If the goal is a professional analytical piece.
The goal is impact. And honestly, the best way to get people to stop talking about your appearance is to give them so much substance, so many powerful ideas that they have nothing else to talk about.
It all circles back to confidence, doesn't it?
It does. Confidence to state your opinion, confidence to cut the tangents, confidence that your analysis is strong enough to stand on its own.
It's kind of ironic. The whole script is about Gabbie needing validation, and the writing itself is constantly asking for validation.
It's an uncomfortable parallel, but that's why fixing it is so important. When the writer removes those questions, they're not just improving the script, they're separating themselves from the very behavior they're critiquing.
So let's wrap this up. Let's give them a clear game plan.
Okay? The foundation here is really strong. The observational instincts are great. It's all about the execution.
Step 1.
Authority. Go through and delete every apology and every qualifier. Own the takes. Don't ask for permission.
Step 2. Pacing.
Cut the personal digression. The migraine, the dance class, the cat. If it's not about Gabbie's manipulation, it's out.
Step 3. The projection argument.
Focus on the psychology, not the aesthetics. Forget the cringe singing. Analyze the lyrics as a projection of Gabbie's own trauma and connect it to the Tara Lynn incident to show a pattern.
And finally, the God as a shield argument.
Structure it. Don't just list examples. Categorize the behavior to show an escalation of tactics, aggressive evangelism, deflective accountability, and validation seeking.
It's a lot of cutting, but what's left will be so much more powerful.
It's addition by subtraction. This piece has the potential to be the definitive take on this whole saga. It just needs to have focus.
I would absolutely love to see the next draft of this.
We would too. Once you've had a chance to work on these edits, please send it back to us. We'd be very interested to see how it evolves. Thank you for listening.